Welcome back, guys.
Hey, everyone.
So, SaJa here.
And this is Jamie.
We know that this is our second YouTube video. We have been a little busy working on a lot of different projects. We have been out marching and protesting. We have been trying to assist colleagues with so many projects. We've been doing interviews.
Our own school stuff.
Yeah.
We both still students, so
Yes.
trying to stay focused on that.
Yes.
Very hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but thank you all for listening to our podcast. Continue to listen, subscribe, like, share, leave comments, reviews. Donate. Email us, all of the above. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
All the nines.
All
of
of
the
it.
social media platforms.
Right. And also, again, share, and get more people involved and listen to our podcast, Politics or Politicking. There's also another one that you all should check out. It's called TIYA. It's an acronym that stands for This Is Your America. Great podcast.
Really
Fellow
short.
colleague Dr. Greer gives these mini lectures about politics, U.S. government. I mean, you can really learn a lot. They're really short, 6 to 8 minutes per
Episode.
podcast, per episode. So check that out. You will not be disappointed. So we're trying to bring you all's politics from so many different angles and in so many different forms, so everybody will be able to grasp it. So, as I mentioned, we've been very busy, and one thing we have been working on is taking our political platform a little further than just the podcast, which is politics or politicking. We have created our own political consulting business company, SaJa, voila, political solutions. We wanted to go again beyond the podcast platform, right? Beyond theory, beyond methods, but moving toward application.
A whole lot of pontificating, not a whole lot of action. So we wanted to push back academicians or academia. We do word Olympics sometimes, and we get real frisky with the words, and we can write an article, we can do research, and all that is necessary and needed. But SaJa and I's mission is to bridge the connection between scholars and activists, and a part of that is having your feet in both places. We always reference Dr. Mac Jones, who talks about the responsibility of the Black political scientist to the Black community, and that is one of the things that he drives in all the time. It is your responsibility to both think and do in these spaces, because that's the only way we're going to achieve liberation. And so the best way for us to do that is to use this platform that we're introducing to you all now. With the COVID situation going on, it's very difficult to gauge where we can situate ourselves as of now, other than doing the podcast.
Right.
And so SaJa and I have been thinking about ways to do that. We definitely want to get in the schools and talk to the babies about political engagement and what that means, and simplify it as best as possible, because if you can simplify something and explain it to a baby, then you thoroughly understand it. But also, we need political education very early. It doesn't need to come, when you enroll in a higher education institution. It needs to be at a very young age, so that knowledge base and that curiosity begins to build.
And it doesn't need to begin when you get into trouble, if and when you get into any type of trouble with the law. We want there to be some foundation. I'm sure you all are always told, or have always been told, about knowing your rights, and so we try to stress that. Know your rights, understand the Constitution, understand your constitutional rights, understand both the federal Constitution, but also understand your state's Constitution. We're pushing civic engagement, as we've always talked about, not only the presidential election, but mayoral elections, Senate seats, those running for even school council,
school
school board, any election, any and all elections, we want you all to be involved so you can truly understand the political system and the political systems that operate within your communities on a local level and then all the way up to the national and federal level. So again, we're all about that, and so that pushed us to begin this platform, our own business, because we're all about solutions, political solutions. And not just, again, talking about theories and methods. And of course, we use those and we build incrementally, right, to create new paradigms and solutions to problems. But we are all about being problem solvers, as she mentioned. One thing that we try to do, one of our platforms, one service that we will offer is trying to broker relationships between those who are activists, those who are scholars, but trying to take, the information that those in the streets are fighting for to the scholars so we can formalize it somehow and get it to the policymakers. Because again, we're about solutions and we want to see change happen. We're change agents.
Right. Yes.
We are change agents.
Yes, I love it.
So we're all about solutions, but we're all about getting our people involved and our communities involved and giving back to our communities. As she mentioned, another service that we'll offer is getting into the classrooms, probably virtually for now, and pushing civic engagement, pushing the importance of voting, being politically involved, and understanding politics as it currently is, and it is in original form, to those primary, secondary school age kids, and of course young adults, and then on up to adults, middle-aged adults, and seniors. For a lot of seniors, it'll be refreshers. A lot of those will be refreshers. But again, we're trying to drive it home, so we try not to leave any stones unturned. Right. So as Malcolm X stated, we have to understand politics in our communities. We have to have an intimate relationship with it, or else others will continue to come into our communities and have us bamboozled, hoodwinked, and everything else.
Ballot or the bullet votes.
Right, ballot or the bullet, yes. Without having the community's interest at heart, the people's interest at heart. So again, that's what we are pushing for. Those are just a couple of our platforms that we do. Of course, there are a couple others, and we will be giving out a couple book scholarships. Nothing too crazy, nothing wild, something within our reach.
Unless we got some donors they wanna give us, we can spread the wealth to the baby.
Right. So if you're interested in becoming a partner, let us know.
Yes.
If you want to advertise on our page or on our podcast, let us know. But something small, again, we're trying to do everything that we can do to give back to the communities. We're definitely practicing what we preach, and we're all about academics, being educated formally or informally, of course. But we want to give back. So, hence SaJa, and this is our official reveal of our business. So you all will see some changes on the website.
Do not be alarmed.
Drastic changes, colors.
Flip that thing.
And I think we're also going to change the website from pop.org to SaJa.org. Mm-hmm. However, the podcast will remain the same. It will be an affiliate under our business. You will still be able to find suggested books and movies on the website and information regarding the podcast. You'll still be able to purchase shirts. Everything will pretty much remain the same except for the
layout.
Aesthetics, right? The layout of the website and the name of the website.
Also, too, I think because the election is coming up, I don't want to get too deep into that, but because that turns to another episode. But we also want to put like information about elections and like the dates and maybe some updated stats from primary elections on the website as well. And then once the election is over, we need to do, I think this is like a mental note for us, we need to do
Okay.
a better job of like putting, we get so much information all the time of like, this is going to be here and this, we're going to be talking about, you know, maybe water rights here and like human rights here. So try to like put together like whatever information we get, the flyers can live on the website too. So like if there's something at the Carter Center, try to put that on the website. Of course, it's going to be like, we do a really good job with the Instagram. The Instagram is popping, y'all, so you need to get into it because the Instagram and the Facebook. But it'll be good to have all these things curated on the website as well, because once the election cycle is over, the work is not done. The work is just beginning. I think that is something that's like not driven in enough. So you get someone in office and then it's like all the work stops. The work literally should be amplified at that point now. So now you press these elected officials to do what they say, and so there should be more opportunities for you to talk to your elected officials. I know there's a link, congress.gov, where you can email your senators, you can email your district reps. So they have like all that. We can put that on the website too, where you just put in your zip code. You can find out who your congressional representative is. You can literally email them and call their office, and that should also be on the website. But we want this to serve as like a resource for you all. If you have any questions about something, you can just go to SaJa.org and they got all the keys to the streets for you. And that's what we want our website to be. So and SaJa is really tapped into the international scale. So putting more information about the international community on the website. Also things that are going on in different parts of the world, because Atlanta and America is not, you know, the only it's not the only place in the world. As people of African descent, we all should be well aware of what other people are experiencing in other parts of the world, because anti-blackness is a worldwide situation, as well as capitalism. It is worldwide. And so the moment we start to bridge these gaps, the more the movement can take off and the more we can unify each other and like come up with solutions and try to move along, like doing the work to move along, right?
Because
so
this isn't a two-person job.
It's not, no.
It's going to take a collective effort, but we are definitely in for the long haul. Mm-hmm. So, you know, help us help you, and each one teach one. So we're definitely, like I said, we're definitely trying to make a change. We're change agents, as I mentioned, and we're trying, and we're gonna continue to try and continue to push forward, because nothing beats a failure but a try, and we're not in this thing to fail.
And little tidbit, we should be, I think another thing that we're aiming to do is to be transformative and not transactional, right? So transactional is always responding to things. Preventative maintenance and preventative thought, preventative solutions, if you could say that, is a better way to like prepare for things. I feel like as a community we are always transactional, but now this moment in time where COVID is intersecting our politics, or it's always intersected, but COVID is intersecting our elections right now. And so now is the time for us to be transformative. Like now, this is the window. And so we have to start thinking about these things now. It is July. We need to start thinking about what, you know, November is going to look like now, not when it's time to get to the voting booth on November 3rd. Now is the time.
Right. So register. Make sure you're registered. Make sure if you're doing absentee.
Make sure you're informed.
You're an informed voter. If you're doing absentee, make sure you get that done in time and it's in, and make sure you can make sure it's counted for, because a lot of absentee ballots are being lost or saying that they're not received in time. Make sure you try to vote early elections, primary, everything.
And if I were to push a little further, if you are able-bodied and you have gloves and masks, I would encourage you to go vote in person. I was just reading something that was talking about they weren't counting absentee ballots because they came in after the fact. If you can vote in person early voting is not in every state. I think it's like 38 states that have early voting, but Georgia is one of those states. we have to stop being victims, and we have to, that's what I was talking about, preventative measures. We have to do preventative measures so that we have exhausted all of our, options before we jump out and say like, it's voter suppression. Nah. Now, in fact, there are voter suppression tactics. I'm not taking away from that.
Yes.
But in a state where we have early voting, we need to take advantage of it. In Colorado, they did such a great job with their early voting. They had the Colorado Secretary of State said that they did a TV campaign to encourage people to go out and vote early if they can. She said 40% of their voting was done in person from people between the ages of 34 and 18 because they were able to do so. So how, this is forward thinking things. This is preventative stuff. Now here in Georgia, we just a little ratchet. We just got a lot of, our governor is special. So we need to get out in front of him. We need to get out in front of, and Georgia has 2 Senate seats up. This is like unprecedented, right? We need to get in front of this. The senators, what do? Write the laws, not the president. So we need to really think this through. This is July. We still have some time.
Congress writes the laws, ladies and gentlemen.
Not Donald Trump.
It's twofold. You have the House of Representatives and you have the Senate.
Also, on the local level, the city council writes ordinances, not Keisha Lance Bottoms, not our mayor. She can sign off, but the city council is responsible for that. Now, Keisha's not been let off from the things that she has done. However, we need to learn these systems so that we know who to target. We need to apply pressure in certain places, right? We need, it's so much, y'all.
The chain of command and hierarchy and where roles and responsibilities lie and on who. So, so when you're fighting, you know who to fight. And your fight will be more effective.
The Art of War, yes. Does he do that in The Art of War?
Art of War, another good book.
Put that on the list. Precision. You need strategy and precision when you're in a war. Because we are at war, folks. Just in case you didn't know, we are.
And that's another thing to understand. There are different types of war.
Jacob Carruthers. Intellectual warfare, yes.
And physical, but I'm also thinking like civil wars.
Yes.
Yeah, not just.
Yes.
So, but we again getting off on a tangent.
Right.
So, be on the lookout for more information about our business platform. Our website again will be changing a bit, so be on the lookout for that also. But do not be alarmed because the podcast Politics or Politicking is definitely alive and well and kicking. So
we're gonna do another episode probably the end of the month.
Yes, so be on the lookout for that. And again, just continue to like, subscribe, share, provide feedback, and check out the website for information and stay updated. Yeah. So.
And I'll put my personal Instagram because I will respond if you have a question. We will respond on our other Instagram, but if you want to, like, I will respond. We'll put that in the description because it's not long. It's just kind of complicated. So yeah, like we're here to educate you all.
But we're very responsive on the Politics of Politicking. So again, if you have questions, if you just DM us, our email address is on there also. So we're accessible. We're definitely accessible. So reach out. Continue to stay with us. We have a lot in store. This is just the beginning. Again, this is just the beginning. So
we still wading our way through. We're
wading the water.
SaJa is like a serial entrepreneur. This is my first business venture. I'm very excited. So we're still trying to wade through. At least I am. Nothing about that. Like wade through what this is gonna look like. But it's needed. So we just need a little bump. Like, go on, girl, get this done.
I think we kind of settled. I think we've settled on what it's going to be. We're just working out the logistics behind that, and specifically getting the descriptions and things laid out. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner, if you're in business, you understand that you want to have these deliverables, but there's the who, what, when, how, and all that goes behind that. So we're getting all the logistics worked out, but we definitely know what we're trying to do, and we have an idea of how we're going to deliver those. Just getting the other kinks worked out, and again, we're gonna be, I think, set within the next month. Everything will be set in stone. But again, we are official. You can check out our website, you can donate, help us out, help us help you again, help us feed these streets.
Yes.
And stay with us. I feel like I'm being repetitive, but repetition is necessary for emphasis.
Drive it in.
We have a lot to offer.
Yes.
And we're going to continue to bring you all a lot of good information. So, again, just jump on this bandwagon and let's rock and roll.
All right.
So, anything else you want to
No,
know?
I'm good.
Okay. So,
all hearts and minds are clear.
right, and to Olodumare, Egungun, the Orishas, we give great praise and thanks. Ashe.
Yes. Ashe.
Ashe.